Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Midweek Mindset. Today I want to talk to you about one of the most powerful things in all the world. And I'm not talking about bombs and missiles and not even powers of nature, not the mighty winds and hurricanes or floodwaters that come rushing through. No, not those things. What I want to talk about that is so powerful is our tongue. Yeah, this thing in here, right? And it is the tongue is powerful in the hands of the great ones like Churchill or Lincoln. Incredible. The power of the tongue and able to communicate things. Of course, obviously the most powerful use was of from Jesus Christ and the ability to speak like no one else had ever spoken before and to phrase things and words in ways that astonished people that heard him. And so the tongue could be very powerful in a positive way. The tongue can be used by the coach or the leader or whoever it is to inspire a team to move forward and accomplish great things. And the tongue can destroy. The tongue can ruin reputations in a moment. The tongue can let us destroy our witness, our own character, the character of others. The tongue is so powerful, and that's what I want to talk about today. James. If you've not read the book of James in the New Testament, I encourage you to go read it a few times. It's only 5 chapters, and James is kind of a short version maybe of the book of Proverbs. If you're looking for wisdom in the New Testament, James is an excellent place to go. And I want to look at chapter 3 for just a minute of James and remind us about the power of the words that we speak. James chapter 3, he says, "Not many of you should presume to be teachers, my brothers, because you know that we who teach will be judged more strictly. We all stumble in many ways. If anyone is never at fault in what he says, he is a perfect man, able to keep his whole body in check. When we put bits into the mouths of horses to make them obey us, we can turn the whole animal. Or take ships as an example. Although they are so large and are driven by strong winds, they are steered by a very small rudder wherever the pilot wants to go. Likewise, the tongue is a small part of the body, but it makes great boast. Consider what a great forest is set on fire by a small spark. The tongue is also a fire, a word of evil among the parts of the body. It corrupts the whole person, sets the whole course of his life on fire, and is itself set on fire by hell. All kinds of animals, birds, reptiles, and creatures of the sea are being tamed and have been tamed by man. But no man can tame the tongue. It is a restless evil, full of deadly poison. With the tongue we praise our Lord and Father, and with it we curse men who have been made in God's likeness. Out of the same mouth come praise and cursing. My brothers, this should not be. Can both fresh water and salt water flow from the same spring? My brothers, can a fig tree bear olives or a grapevine bear figs? Neither can a salt spring produce fresh water." The tongue is so powerful. And let me just go beyond just the tongue as we speak words to one another directly, but just like this, through video, through electronic media, how we use the power of our words. And in social media, in so many places, the words that are spoken, the words that are shared, are so incredibly powerful, and they have the power to encourage and to teach, to educate, and share things of love with one another and compassion and things that uplift, and also can tear apart and destroy with our words. And so I want to remind us of how powerful the tool is that's within our mouth. And next week we're going to talk a little bit about wisdom and how that works together, that we would tame the tongue. So think about that. Go back, read James. That was chapter 3, the first 12 verses that I just read to you. And go back and ask God to help you tame the tongue and speak words that uplift. As the talks about, the scriptures talk about sharing psalms and spiritual songs and hymns and things that are positive and uplifting, and not those things that tear apart and destroy. See you next week.